We all know that it's unethical to be an emotionally abusive parent. We also know that it's unethical to cheat on one's spouse. In Canadian society, I would say cheating on your spouse is considered a lot more unethical than, for example, not paying your taxes or committing a traffic violation or any number of other things that could actually land you in jail in certain circumstances. It's considered just a bad thing to do, to cheat on one's spouse. But we've had adultery and emotional negligence and emotional abuse with us since the dawn of time. Is it the place of society or the law to penalize anyone for doing such things as that? No. But by the same token, society still deeply frowns upon these things and finds them intensely unethical things to do. But we do actually penalize things that are less overtly immoral. Say shoplifting. You go into a shop, a dollar store, say, you steal an item worth $1. Well, again, you could end up in the clink for that. And society generally holds this to be the correct procedure. I tend to agree. We, as a society, we couldn't function if we didn't do something about theft. It's disruptive. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't function as a society if we tolerated physical assaults. We couldn't function as a society if we tolerated malicious slander. So there are immoralities, shall we say, that we believe we should intervene in as a society to prevent or even to deter. But we believe that there are immoralities, even quite nasty immoralities, that we as a society do not believe we should intervene in. It's an interesting distinction, and I think that a lot of people have thought that I'm making an argument that even though I believe or people believe that I'm saying that guilting someone into vegetarianism is immoral, therefore we should do nothing if we see someone else being unethical. No, I don't believe that at all. What I'm saying is there's unethical, and then there's unethical and disruptive. There's a difference, and I think that the one has to do with ethics, and the other one has to do with the reason why we have laws. A lot of people didn't like the fact that I'm comparing, say, guilt and sanctioned or legally sanctioned vegetarianism, or legally sanctioned non-vegetarianism, really, legal sanctions against the consumption of meat. But if you want to understand Sharia, say, the thinking behind it, and many of the people that actually support it believe that certain things, like adultery, are actually disruptive to society. Just as disruptive as, say, theft is. I believe that in order for the law to deal with something, for the law to intervene in someone's private life, something has to be both immoral and socially disruptive. The devil, as they say, is in the details. It's in deciding whether or not a certain unethical or immoral act actually is disruptive to society as well as immoral. That's a difficult thing to determine, and that's the sea change that's going to have to be effected before the law can even begin to get involved in vegetarianism. And before we can ethically even begin to start coercing people in any way, shape, or form in the meat debate. Thank you.